On this episode of the Pipeline Podcast, what's causing these students to react like this?
Oh my God, are you serious?
I'm muted,
Oh,
sorry.
thank
you.
You're kidding me, no way.
Oh my gosh, really?
But I'm so delighted. I can't wait.
Congratulations.
And later, we're joined by a panel of Pipeline alum who will answer your most burning questions about what happens before, during, and after participating in a Pipeline program.
And I guess my question is kind of like for Jonathan. When you applied to the physical therapy school at VCU, did the admissions team recognize that you went to the summer academic enrichment program?
Episode 6 in the Pipeline.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Pipeline. My name is Ray Allen Fredericks, and my co-host is Miss Larea Lenore. Larea, welcome back.
Thanks, Ray. It's been a while since we have recorded, so I'm super excited today.
It has. We had a good streak, and then we're now trying to produce more episodes. So it's taking a little time, but we are on track to do, I want to do at least 10 to 15 of these this semester. So hopefully we get to that goal. And one of the things is we need listeners. So if you're listening, share our videos, share our trailer, just get people to tune in, subscribe, and like and rate our podcast so we can get up there as one of the best podcasts, because I think we create good content. We present information that's useful. So I have an important question for you. How does it feel to be famous?
Well, I was just
I know people are recognizing you.
I know.
They're seeing, they're hearing your voice and being like, oh, are you the person of the podcast? So how does that feel?
And they're saying that they learned so much about me from it, but I have to be honest, I don't like the way my voice sounds. So I have not re-listened to any of the podcasts because I know I share it and, everyone listens to it, but I am so embarrassed. So
you are.
when people
but
say
here's the good thing. I think you have such a good voice. And it's unique and it's good. So I don't think you should be ashamed. And I edit you well. So you sound great. But yeah, it's a good feeling that people are watching, because our goal is not to become famous from this. Our goal is to present information about our pipeline programs, about what VCU is doing in the terms of health sciences and what opportunities we have here. So that's really our goal. When did you first hear about our pipeline programs?
So I heard about it maybe like a year before I actually applied for the position. I knew somebody who was working here at VCU, and at that time I was looking for an opportunity like this office, creating opportunities for underrepresented students. I worked in a different department, and I worked with a student who said, where are people that look like me? We were at a networking event. And that question just hit me so hard. And I looked around at the institution I previously was at, and I said, man, there aren't many people who look like us, in these higher positions. And that's when I started to look for institutions that value diversity and value access. And VCU definitely is that institution. And then hearing about this specific office, I was like, oh my gosh, like it's doing everything that I want to be a part of, helping walk students from like the beginning to the end to reach their goals. And so, yeah, that's how I found out about it.
It was like, so I had just finished my master's, and I had a healthcare background, but my master's was in business and marketing. And I was trying to find something that like kind of married those two things. And I found it very, very hard to find something that did that. When I was searching, because I've always been familiar with VCU, but my undergraduate and graduate degree are from Tennessee. So I was looking at VCU just to see what healthcare options, because I'm a healthcare worker, what they had. And then I went onto vcujobs.com, and they had university jobs there. And I was working at the university that I was going to in the Multicultural Center. As a program coordinator, I was doing things in terms of diversity and equity and inclusion programming. for all students, which included racial minorities, LGBTQ, religious diversity, so a myriad of things. And that really helped me look at that job description about the pipeline office and what they did and see if those are things that I could possibly do. And I did. I applied, and it took a little while. It took, I think, it was over a month and a half of waiting to hear back, interviewing, coming to VCU for an entire day of interviews with everyone from different offices, and then just getting that call that, hey, you got the job. So I love it. I love what we do. I was talking to Sarah Rubina, who is our high school coordinator, and she was just saying she loves how we actually do things. So it's not all just planning, it's a lot of production. So we get to produce events, we get to produce programming and see them through. Yep. So we're not just calling the shots, we're actually in there where the worker bee, we're getting things done, but we're also making decisions and helping make decisions that would impact students.
Yeah, and the relationships with the students, I think that's one of my most favorite pieces about it. You know, every summer we bring in so many students in allied health and SAEP, and that's just for the summer, but we then continue the relationship, you know, past that. And, you know, getting the list of accepted students and seeing that, you know, our past participants are on there, like, yes, like we help them reach that goal. So that's really
I think that's important, just keeping that relationship alive. I would love for this podcast to continue through seeing graduates. And I hope it will. I think it's all based on, you know, how our viewers are receiving our information, if they're sharing it, if they're liking it. So we hope it continues. Today is a very, very special episode dedicated to the pipeline programs. So this is going to be a panel discussion with past participants, and they're going to be asked questions from persons from all over the country are joining us via this recording session, and they're going to be able to ask questions live in our chat, and we're going to be talking to these past participants and sharing valuable information on how to apply to our programs and what our programs is, and if you qualify at this time or is next year better. Our application season is open at the moment, and usually a lot of them close by March 15th, April 1st, and then May 1st for acceleration. So this information is useful and valuable, and I'm excited for it.
Yes, me too.
All right, so we're gonna talk to our panelists for a little bit, and then we will bring in the questions. Thank you all for joining us today. Our panel is Jonathan Mack from SAEP, Rina Panaya from VCU Acceleration, as well as Kwame Walker, a current VCU Acceleration program. Tell us your name, where you're from, what year you are in school, your major, your healthcare interest field, and what pipeline program you did in the past.
All right. Hi, my name is Rina Panaya. I'm a sophomore this year. I'm from Richmond, Virginia, and my major is bioinformatics on the pre-med track.
Thanks, Rina. Jonathan, how about you? Tell us a little about yourself.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jonathan Mack. I'm actually currently a first-year doctoral physical therapy student here at VCU. I did the summer academic enrichment program back in 2019 now. It's crazy. It's already been 2 years. And then also while I was an undergrad, I was a kinesiology major. So I'm in the physical therapy field and excited to be here to talk to you guys.
Thanks. And Kwame?
Good afternoon. My name is Kwame Walker. I am a first-year student from Newport News, Virginia. I am a social work major. My healthcare field of interest is occupational therapy, and I am in the Acceleration 2020-2021 school year cohort.
All right, and Rina, we heard that you were bioinformatics major, and then it froze. So is there anything else you want to add to that?
Oh, I'm so sorry. The Wi-Fi is kind of weird here. So I'm on the pre-med track, and then I was part of VCU Acceleration for the years of 2019 to 2020.
Perfect. So thank you all for sharing. So my next question for you three is, why do you want to go into the chosen profession that you've stated earlier? And how has the pipeline program helped you come to that decision? So yeah, Rina, would you like to go first?
Sure. Great question. So, because of my family, I had a couple people in my family who had a lot of issues with health, and I would be in and out of like clinics and hospitals, in the US and in India. So I got to see how medicine affected not only the patients' lives, but like how doctors interacted with family members too. And that really inspired me. Then I started VCU Acceleration because I wasn't very sure. And we visited the School of Medicine. We visited like so many different schools. And I think that really piqued my interest when they interviewed a med school student. And he was really like motivated and so passionate about it. And I was really excited. So that's how I started to pursue pre-med.
Perfect. And Jonathan, would you like to share?
Certainly. So I've always known since I was young that I kind of had an interest in healthcare. I didn't really know what niche at first. I just kind of always found the idea of helping people just to be very exciting and enticing. So for me in high school, I actually had an experience where I was able to just do some shadowing and work in a physical therapy clinic. So that piqued my interest. And that's how in undergrad, I decided to choose my major, which was kinesiology. So then I remember my junior year, I actually was just on Google one day, just looking at summer opportunities. And I stumbled across the VCU Summer Academic Enrichment Program. So, well, actually, no, this was my sophomore summer heading into my junior year. So yeah, I stumbled across the VCU Summer Academic Enrichment Program. And I knew VCU was a school that I was interested in going to physical therapy school. So I read the description and I felt like it would be a great opportunity. So I applied, it was just a shot in the dark. And, thankfully I was able to be accepted. And from there, I can truly say that it was a life-changing opportunity for me to be able to be on campus, for those 6 weeks and be able to not only meet peers in physical therapy, but in other healthcare professions. Really just gave me an idea of what it's going to be like as a healthcare professional. And also just being able to, see what it could be like at VCU as a student and being able to, I think, have those experiences with classes and things of that nature, even though it wasn't necessarily exactly how PT school was, gave me a big advantage. And now as I've slowly made my transition and everything's come full circle as a physical therapist student, I can look back and say that SAEP did give me a great foundation, and it allowed me to just really solidify my passion and feel a lot more comfortable as I made the transition. So
that's so awesome to hear, especially since you are there in PC school and we're rooting for you. Kwame, as a current freshman, how has acceleration helped you and continuing to help you?
So my pipeline program, Acceleration, will always be credited to being as the foundation of my pre-professional health journey. And with that journey, I had to make some changes from, I was thinking about physician assistant, but right now with my social work major, I'm thinking that occupational therapy would be a best fit for me. And I would definitely say Acceleration guided me to think strongly about what I want for myself and what I want for the future.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So, Jonathan, you were one of those people who finished the program, and then I noticed that you applied right after again to the, I think it was a joke, but yeah, so tell us your key takeaway from SAP.
right. So yeah, that application, I was actually like looking it up for somebody one day, and it somehow like put me back in the ringer again to apply. So yeah, I would love to come back, but unfortunately that's what happened there. But my application, or a quick question again, you said the application journey between SAP and physical therapy school, or?
Oh no, I was just asking what your key takeaway from SAP was.
Gotcha. Yeah. So my bad. My key takeaway though from SAP was honestly just that it's possible. It honestly gave me that confidence boost that I needed. Heading into any healthcare profession field or any graduate program, it can be kind of daunting at times, because you hear all the horror stories about how hard things may be and how, crazy things may be at times. But being able to go through the SAP experience, be able to realize that, I actually do have the tools and I can learn and have things to build from as I continue to make that transition, honestly just gave me the confidence to realize that, okay, I can actually go into this field. I could see myself doing things in the field, and it just gave me that boost that I needed.
Rina, what about you? What did you take away from Acceleration?
Okay, so I have a lot, but first is opportunity, that you're just given so many opportunities at hand and it's up to you to take it. Cause like coming in as a freshman, just like from high school, like we get to live together, we start taking classes together, we start connecting with people, we start making this network, just like not just with like students, but also with like teachers and like faculty and staff. And then still like I get emails from Miss Lorea, and like Ray also like shoots us like little texts, and he'll be like, oh, we have this opportunity here, like do you guys want it? And it's so cool. Also with like some of the things that I'm doing currently, like research, I think the first time I ever stepped into like a real research lab was through acceleration. And that just really inspired me because I really wanted to do something like that. And one of our past acceleration students got in contact with me and was like talking to me about it. So it's all about like sharing resources, having so many opportunities at hand. And I'm really thankful for that.
And Kwame, what was your key takeaway from acceleration? Or you're still in it, actually. You're almost finished. You're going to be an alumni in about a couple of months. So what do you think
Right.
from this experience?
I would say a key takeaway for me is the family aspect of acceleration. I say this because as a first year student in college, we tend to worry about making friends and people to connect with. But being in acceleration is really important to me because not only that I made good friends, but they had the same interest as me. And they also became my first family, or I call them my acceleration family. And that'll continue to be like a great part of my story at VCU. And also during the summer sessions, I have to credit Rina and Sneha Gade for really connecting my cohort together, making it a positive experience for me. So I really like applaud Rina and Sneha and many of the other mentors and tutors that really helped my cohort during this time in the pandemic.
Can I add to that real quick?
Yeah, Rina, go ahead.
So with the family aspect, I think that's really, really big because I think like there were 10 of us that had the same classes, and the second semester, our spring freshman year, we had all our classes together. So we would all study together, and like even to this day, despite COVID, some of us are still on campus and we still like meet up while being safe, but we study together, be it have that community to study with.
All right, Rina, thank you for that. And before Labrea asks the last question, I'm going to let Jonathan come in here. Jonathan.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on that family aspect as well from even the summer academic enrichment program. Even though, unfortunately, everybody that did the program at VCU did not actually come to, VCU for their respective graduate programs, I can still say that it's comforting having that big network. Everybody that was in that 2019 cohort, I still, stay in contact with quite a few people, whether it's social media and different things. And it's also really cool because, I have my friends in different healthcare professions at different schools and different places in the world. And, that's going to be exciting when we're all, finally through with our programs. And I can be like, oh yeah, like I have a friend who's a doctor in Texas that I met way back in summer 2019. So those bonds and those relationships and opportunities that you get through these programs are something that can really last and really just help your network as you continue to grow.
Yeah, that's important. I think while acceleration is specific to VCU, the Allied Health Career Exploration, you can participate from anywhere in the country. For SAP, you can also participate in anywhere in the country. So including Puerto Rico and Hawaii, we have students from all over that participate and apply each year. One of the more interesting parts of it is that we're not preparing you just to come to VCU or to apply to VCU. We're preparing you to apply for any school that you're interested in. We want you to be a competitive candidate anywhere that you're interested in. We hope that you would apply at VCU, but it's not something that we require. This is just a program that helps you become a better candidate for those application seasons. And Labrea?
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to add on to that. So if you are considering one of the VCU health profession programs, our programs are perfect because, like Rina said, Kwame said, Jonathan said, you get to meet the faculty. And I think that's the most important piece, that networking with the faculty who will later make decisions on your application. So I think that's something really to take into consideration. But my last question for you three is there anything else that you just want to add about your experience from participating in a pipeline program that has helped you, or that you just want to share with everyone who's listening today? And we can start with Rina.
All right. So obviously, like pre-med, pre-dent, all of these health careers are pretty daunting, especially in your undergrad, because you don't really know where to start. Like you just like get dropped in these classes. And
Come back.
Rina will join us in 1 second. Go ahead, Rina, start again.
I'm so sorry. Okay, so everyone around you is still like, they're all still figuring it out. And like you get this mentorship, you get leadership to tell you what you need to do, and like volunteering experiences, shadowing experiences, research, like it's all given to us. And like we're basically like shown what we should do. And I think that's something that's great, because sometimes you get overwhelmed with everything that you have to do as a pre-med or a pre-dent or whatever track you're on. So it's great to have that I would say like a pathway, literally a pipeline to like just show you through where you have to go. Yeah.
Thank you. And Jonathan, would you like to share?
For sure. Yeah, I agree with everything that Rina just said, and like Ms. Larea said as well. It's such a unique opportunity, even if you are considering, to come to VCU, because you are able to talk to those people that will later down the road make those decisions on, allowing you in. And that's something that not a lot of students can say they have an opportunity to have. And also, like Ray was saying earlier as well, it's not just for VCU, it's something that allows you to stick out. When you're applying to these competitive programs, of course, everybody's going to have a great GPA and things, but, they look and see that, oh, wow, like you've completed, a nice rigorous program and you have that on your resume as well. That's something that can make you be a more attractive candidate. And for me as well, something that has been really rewarding for the experience is the ability that I had after, finishing in 2019. I was able to go back in undergrad and talk to some of, my people that were under me like a grade behind, and I told them about the program, and they were able to come in and succeed as well. And even somebody I ran into when I was taking a summer course, I told him about the program, and both of them will thankfully be coming in the cohort after me in the physical therapy program now, and they're both SAEP alums. So that's just really the full circle moment, and something that can really just propel you. Like I said, it was a life-changing experience for me, and any program you do will definitely help you in the future. It's only an asset.
Thank you, Jonathan. And Kwame.
Yes, so honestly, I would say acceleration is probably the best decision I ever made. In reference to VCU, and acceleration gave me an early exposure on what it means to network and establish relationships within the healthcare community at VCU. And I also understood the purpose of establishing your personal brand. Of course, that's still like developing for me, but just having conversations about shadowing opportunities and volunteering and informational interviewing is really important as healthcare pre-health students. So yeah, definitely. I think acceleration I strongly recommend it for any student who wants to diversify the healthcare fields. As just coming from high school, it's a great transition, honestly, from high school to college.
Thanks, Kwame. So let's talk money. So this is a big part of our pipeline programs. We offer you stipends to do these programs. So for the VC Acceleration Program, for the 4 weeks, we offer you a stipend of $500. For the Allied Health Career Exploration, which is a 2-week program, you get a stipend of $300. And for SAEP, which is a 6-week program, you get a stipend of $1,500. And that's just to participate. Yes, our programs are virtual, but you will still get these stipends for participating. Now we will start with our Q&A section, and we have about 20 minutes left in this session. If you ever have any more questions, just email us at dhsd@vcu.edu. So you can unmute and ask a question, you can raise your hand and ask a question, or you can type it in the chat. So there was a question that came in earlier asking if this student is going to be graduating early, and they would like to know if they're graduating as a junior, could they still participate if they had already taken organic 1 and 2? Yes. Once you've taken organic chemistry 1 and 2 and you're graduating early, you can apply. You can apply to these programs and they will consider you. What they really are looking for is that you are almost ready to apply to these professional schools. So you are at that point where next year you'll be completing college, or you'll be at that point where you'll start applying to the different health professional schools. All right, Loretta, do you see anyone raising their hands?
I do not.
All right, Micaiah, let's go to you. Do you have a question?
Yes. So, hey everyone, my name is Micaiah and I go to the University of South Carolina and I'm on a pre-dental track. So I'll be applying to dental schools this summer, and VCU is one of the schools I would like to apply to. And I've already applied to the summer academic enrichment program. And I guess my question is kind of like for Jonathan. When you applied to the physical therapy school at VCU, did the admissions team like recognize that you went to the SEAT program?
Yes, so I'm not sure like how the dental application system is, but I'm sure it's probably very similar. So on my physical therapy application, there's always going to be a section where you can put like different experiences and things you've had. So I definitely made sure I listed that. And then actually like for our applications, it was actually flagged. So the faculty, they were able to, see it, and it actually kind of bumped my application up to even be reviewed earlier than other students. So I'm sure the dental program will be the same way. I'm not 100% sure because I'm not a dental major, but I'm pretty sure it will be the same thing. So yeah, definitely make sure you, once you go through, put it on your application and they'll see it and take note of it for sure.
One of the benefits of SAP is that you will be getting coached by the admissions team from the different schools you're applying to. So for 6 weeks, you will be meeting with the admissions teams. Also, the admission dean is the head of your track for SAP. So yes, they will know you. This is the whole purpose of it. They want to know you as a candidate, as a student, as well as how you are professionally. So yes, they will know you when you apply, and they will look at your applications. We also keep track of all of our participants to see where they end up and if they did an interview here at VCU or not. All right, does anyone else have any other questions? You can type it in the chat.
So someone asked in the chat, how does the schedule look day to day for SAP? And so regardless of being virtual or in person, you are looking at a packed schedule. We have a lot of fun things for you. And so the day goes from about 8 a.m. to about 4 to 5 p.m. It could be a little bit later depending on the specific week, if you have a health check, refresher, or anything like that. But you're looking at 8 to 5. We were very intentional with our virtual schedule to make sure we created breaks, because we know Zoom fatigue can be real, and we want you to have opportunities to do some asynchronous practicing of the things that you're learning. So this is a full-time job basically, which is why we provide stipends, because we want you to take it seriously and be fully present during the entire experience. But you are looking at from 8 to 5. And then on Saturdays, from about 10 to 1, Ray, tell me if I'm wrong, you will have a study session. And that's where the TAs will be going over, refreshing the material with you to make sure that you understand the content of the courses you're taking.
All right, we'll take more questions. It looks like we have one here that asks, what was an experience or activity in your summer program, especially SAP, that you weren't expecting but were glad to have experienced? And I'll let Jonathan answer, but I just want to say, SAP, you choose your tracks, but you also work together. So you will be experiencing everything as a participant. You're not just, if you're in dentistry, you'll also be experiencing medicine, pharmacy, and physical therapy. So Jonathan, what would you like to add to that? What was an activity or something you didn't expect? And don't say studying very hard each day, because I know everyone's like, there's so much work to do, but that is what it is, right, Jonathan?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, studying is a part of it, but at the end of the day as well, I mean, you are getting paid to study. So that's a beautiful part of it as well. But in addition to just, the rigor of the program, I would say something I wasn't expecting was to have that interaction with admissions. Like I literally was able to leave SAEP with a direct game plan of you do this, you do that, you do this, you're in. Like simple, straightforward like that. So that for me is something that was just really gave me peace of mind. It gave me a roadmap. It gave me a blueprint. Also, just being able to learn about other healthcare professions. I can't really speak too much because I know it's going to be in a virtual setting, but you're still going to have those activity kits where you're going to be able to do different things. Like I remember for us, for example, we got to make chapstick one day, like with pharmacy, and with dental, we got to make like teeth molds and things. But just being able to have that understanding from other healthcare professions gives you greater appreciation too. So, like I said, it's a little bit different between my in-person versus the virtual, but I know virtually, like Ray Allen and Miss Lorraine are doing a great job to get everything set up, and you're going to have a lot of unique times. So don't just think it's going to be all just studying.
All right, and we have Krupa. If you want to type your questions, you can. If you want to unmute and let us know what those questions were, please do. But we'll move on to the next question. And the next question is, how do you see the program moving right after COVID? Will it be virtual programs for those who live out of state? So it'll be virtual for everyone. We transitioned all of our programs to virtual last year. Obviously this year we didn't know what to expect, but we have made the decision that they will all be virtual. So last year we had a lot of practice. Everything went well. The program was rated very highly. It was interactive. We mailed huge boxes to all the participants, which included equipment, which included activity kits, social kits, everything that you would need to just participate fully. And so this year we plan on adding to that, making it more interactive, more unique, and more creative. So every aspect of the program is still there. Nothing has changed. The academic rigor, the admissions counseling, the coaching sessions, the lectures from different persons from all over the country that will be presenting to you. As well as that social aspect. We will have socials and interactive activities that you can participate in. And Lorraine, is there anything you wanted to add to that?
I was thinking about what Jonathan said about making the chapstick, and they made the chapstick last summer as well. So regardless, even being virtual, they still had opportunities to have that hands-on opportunity. Now moving forward, we're looking at 2022. We have not had that discussion yet, and that won't be our decision. It will be the decision of our health profession programs, and if they allow us to be in the labs and back on campus. But crossing my fingers that we will be able to. But for this summer, we're virtual, and some of the socials, I don't know if we really hit on that. So we have about 3 or 4 socials throughout the program, and it's again to build that relationship because we understand that we are virtual. And so some of the socials we had last summer included a paint night, we had a trivia game, we had oh gosh, I think I'm blanking, Ray. What was the?
We had a magician,
Yes,
reader. There are all these things that, and they're not just us hosting these. These are third-party professionals that are hosting these major events for you. I guess Kwame, you were the only one who was part of a virtual program. Tell us about how virtual acceleration went for you, and what aspects did you enjoy the most?
Honestly, I was not expecting to have a relationship through Zoom. Like that was like something new for me. And I just really enjoyed the events that we had, like the magician and then the paint night and just different things that we did together. And it really made my experience worthwhile. And Miss Labrea really connected all of us together and made it a great experience for me over the summer.
Awesome. So then
I'm Ray Allen, this is me. I take care of the Allied Health Career Exploration Program. Lorraine works with Acceleration, and then we both work on SAB. We both work in all the programs, but we're the primary focus of those different programs. Is there another question, Lorraine?
Yes. So someone asked, is Acceleration only for freshmen? And yes, it is only for incoming first year VCU students. And then the next question was, what are the other programs Okay, so we have 3 programs that we're talking about today. We have Acceleration for our first year incoming freshmen, at VCU. Then we have Allied Health Career Exploration, and that's a 2-week virtual program. And that program focuses on our 9 College of Health Profession programs. And that is for any student. You don't have to be just a VCU student. And that ranges from high school senior to college senior. And then we have Summer Academic Enrichment Program. And that program is specific to our college juniors, to post-bac students, and it's only on the tracks of dentistry, PT, pharmacy, and medicine. And then how do we apply to these programs? To apply to these programs, you would go to our website, dhsd.vcu.edu. And in the top, you will see programs. And so it is divided between middle school, high school, and college. And so you would click on college, and then you'll find the information for those programs and how to apply. These programs are free. So we are giving you money. So the question was, the financial piece of these programs. So they're free. We are providing you with a stipend so that you can be focused and learn what it takes to be a competitive applicant. Oh, and I will type in.
Yeah, someone asked for us to type the website in the group chat, and it again, it is dhsd.vcu.edu. So this presentation will be posted as a podcast, so keep a lookout for it. That's why we're repeating everything in audio. The video will also be up on our YouTube, so follow us on VCU Pipeline on all platforms. On Facebook, it's VCU Pipeline Strong. All right, does anyone have any other questions for our panelists? Okay, so while we wait on questions, let's just talk to you all. So one thing that piqued this question is, Rina, I heard you wrote a book. I'm very
yeah, I did. Oh, sorry.
I'm very curious about it. Tell us about that. And one of the things about being a healthcare student or majoring as a health sciences student in college is you do not have to just leave all your hobbies, leave all your passions, leave all the things that make you behind. You can continue doing things you want to do. Rina's interested in photography, and obviously she has a book. Rina, tell us about your book, and then we'll continue with the questions.
All right, well, poetry is definitely something that I really love to do. And obviously when I came to college, it was like something that I kind of forgot about for a little bit, but online school was a lot and it got me writing again. So I collected all the poetry I wrote, and then I thought about like how it could benefit people. So I published a book, and 50% of the proceeds go to an organization combating educational disparities in the greater Richmond area. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm really excited to be using my talents to like help people. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so we have a couple questions in the chat here. How competitive is it to get accepted into the program? And we can go through that. Obviously, these students who are on the panel here, they got into the program. So in terms of competitiveness, it is very competitive. So we're not gonna lie to you and say that if you apply, you're gonna get in. But in terms of SAEP, it's probably the most competitive. We have hundreds of students who apply from all over the country, and we accept about 55 to 57 of them each year. Medicine has about 18 students, dentistry about 15, physical therapy 12, pharmacy 12. So it's based on what those schools allotted for themselves. And so it is competitive. Obviously, out of hundreds of students, 55 get selected. And that's just based on you standing out as a candidate, making sure that you really tell your story in that personal statement about why this would benefit you. And let's see, Rina's book is called To the Dreamer, and it's available on Amazon. The next question we have here is, can we apply to SAEP if we're upcoming junior? Yes, so that's what we call a rising junior. And yes, once you have completed Organic 1 and 2, you are able to apply to this program. All right, Jonathan and Kwame, is there anything that you do outside of healthcare that is your stress reliever, hobby, or something that's not healthcare related? Jonathan?
Yeah, so me, I'm kind of become a foodie over, quarantine and everything. So I've always liked food, but, making recipes and different things are my hobbies. Obviously, I'm a little swamped right now being in the first year of, doctor of physical therapy school. So it's a lot of work, but, I always pride myself on getting something new to eat on the weekend or, doing something like that, as well as just reading. I've been better about working out, things like that. So just little odd hobbies, and I still have a life. So it's busy, it's hard work, but my motto is like, you work hard, you play hard. So
Richmond is a great food town. There are so many different places to eat here in Richmond. It's probably one of the things that it's best known for. Other than the historical aspect of it, there's a lot of places to eat. And hopefully after COVID, those places will be open and functioning. So we have to keep supporting them. So if you're in the Richmond area, definitely eat from your local restaurants so we can keep them going. Kwame, we'll get back to you on your hobbies and passions. Let's answer this question. What if you don't have organic chemistry, but a background in other sciences? Can you still apply? So organic chemistry is required for medicine, pharmacy, and dentistry, not for physical therapy. And it is required because it's required for those schools' application process. So if you want to go to one of those different schools, you're going to have to do organic chemistry 1 and 2. And what we're wanting is applicants who are close enough to that admissions process. So this is beneficial for you as well. Not that you take a couple of years to get to that point, but that after this SAP program, you're applying within the next year and a half to just so we can get to know you better. So yes, it is. If you're interested in PT, oh yeah, so that's perfect for you, Colleen. This is not required. Organic chemistry is not required for physical therapy, so you can apply now.
And just to add to that, since you're interested in physical therapy, yeah, I had a background in, general chemistry, anatomy, physiology, those things. But yeah, I did not take organic chem, and I was able to work out just fine. So you'll be good to go.
All right, as we wait for more questions, Kwame, what things do you do outside of acceleration, outside of the health sciences, in your daily life?
Okay. I love to read. I've already told Miss Larea about it yesterday. And I'm starting to love to journal and just reflecting. And also I want to be creative again. Like, I'm a musician, so I'm really missing it, honestly. And I'm longing to be creative and being that creative mindset again. And also, my mentor for VCU Celebration is Barry, and he always like inspires me to be creative and things like that. He's amazing, honestly. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Kwame. So we have a couple more minutes here. Lorraine, is there anything you want to add before we close this session?
Well, Kwame brought up a good piece that I don't think we mentioned. We started a mentoring program for the acceleration students. So during that spring session, you will be paired with a 3rd or 4th year acceleration student who will help you. Again, we're all about growing the network. In class yesterday, I had a picture and it had one person with a web out to all these other people. And that's how I see all of our programs. We want to get you connected and supported. And so you will be able to have a mentor that you will meet weekly with over the summer session. And then during the fall semester, you meet monthly. And then the goal is to create an authentic relationship. So we look forward to having you all apply. And if you have any, questions, I'm going to put my email in the chat. I'm always on my email. And did I say spring session? I'm sorry, Krupa, I meant summer session. During the summer session, they have the mentors. That's when they meet them during the 4-week summer program. But yeah, send me an email if you have specific questions or anything. I would love to process with you, especially if you're considering acceleration or maybe you're unsure about VCU, but you want an insider's perspective.
Yes, you are welcome. Thank you all for joining us today. Our panel was Jonathan Mack from SAEP, Rina Panaya from VCU Acceleration, as well as Kwame Walker, a current VCU Acceleration program. If you have any more questions about our programs, please do email Araya at that email or dhsd@vcu.edu. We thank you again for joining us, asking all the questions that you did, and we'll see you next time right here in the pipeline. See you all.
Oh, we almost forgot. Why were those students reacting that way? Well, they just got big news.
Your applications were reviewed and they were very impressed with both of you. And we would like to offer you a position in this year's Summer Academic Enrichment Program. Yeah.
I'm muted.
Oh,
Sorry.
thank
you.
You're kidding me. No way.
Congratulations, you were part of the early decision. We would like to offer you a position in this year's Summer Academic Enrichment Program.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, we would like to offer you an early acceptance into the program right now.
Oh my God, are you serious?
We will see you this summer right here online at VCU.